Hey, what's going on, guys? I wanted to give my thoughts on the Thor Dark World trailer, which I'm really late on. This came out, I'm going to say 5 days ago now, but I wanted to talk about this and just kind of give my thoughts and what I hope the film was going to bring to the table. I will say the trailer definitely gives me hope that the tone of the film will be a little bit more mature than the first film was. Because I think everybody can agree that the first Thor was mediocre to very, very, subpar, mediocre, whatever. It wasn't the greatest of things. When I first reviewed it, I was really like, yeah, this is a good film. But looking at it again, it's really not that good of a film. There's a lot of things I don't like about it. First of all, the tone of the film was good until we got to the Earth stuff. I didn't really like Loki as a villain, and I didn't really care for Loki really as a villain in the Avengers. I and that's one of the things that I want this film to address. I want these next phase of Marvel films to really get better with the villains because the villains have been very, very lackluster in my opinion. They're not really all that threatening to me. Yeah, some of them have done some pretty threatening and you know, brutal things, but they're not very what's the word I'm looking for? Remember you don't remember the villains as much as they could be remembered. Because the villains definitely have a lot of potential. But in particular with Loki, I was just like, I'm not interested in Loki. He seems to be popular with the general audience. The general audience seems to like him as a villain, but for me, not what I like for my villains. I like Loki in the comics. He's very, very threatening and very, very cunning, and he does some very, very wicked things. And you do remember him once he's done these things. But in the films, I kind of feel like he's a pansy. I kind of feel like he's a, I don't know. Like in the Avengers, Loki was, I mean, the most threatening thing he did was kill off Agent Coulson. And then he teamed up with some other bad guys and brought down some pretty kind of generic aliens, and they destroyed the city and all that, which is, threatening. But, there's, the part where Hulk starts to throw him around like a rag doll. While that scene is funny as hell, it takes away from his villainy. It takes away from his, it just takes away something from him. It doesn't make him seem like he's really that much of a threat. Because if Hulk could have done that, well, he should have kind of done that at the beginning of the film. All Bruce Banner really had to do was transform into the Hulk, and boom, your movie's basically over. I mean, without the Tesseract and teaming up with the Chitari and all of that, and without the staff, Loki really wasn't that much of a threat. Now, I saw that of course in the trailer he's gonna be in this movie, which he looks like he's high. Like the hairstyle looks really really funny, and the guy Tom Hiddleston dude looks high as hell. I'm sorry, but that's just he just looks so high. Like he's been smoking tons of hash. It just looks really really funny to me. But anyway, what I really want is just more villainy. Something that's gonna make me go, oh shit, this guy is scary. I want some scary villains. Not scary and like, oh, I gotta be like having nightmares scary, but I want it to be like, oh shit, this is a villain that people are gonna remember. You know. And the Dark Elves seem like they're gonna be that. Just the tone of the trailer gives off that like, oh, really bleak and I just really like that really bleak tone that the trailer gave off. It's really giving me hope that they're gonna, kind of stay away from the comedy this time because that's another thing about the films, the Marvel Phase One films that bother me. There's especially in Iron Man, but in Thor one, the comedy. The comedy, I don't mind comedy. Of course, I love to laugh and chuckle during the film. It doesn't have to be all super serious throughout the entire film. But I do want some balance with that. You can have moments of, you can have moments where you make the audience laugh and stuff like that. But I want to go into this and be like, okay, now this feels different. And it does from the trailer. But of course, I don't let trailers fool me because they fooled me so many times before, and I'm kind of like, yeah, not totally convinced yet. But one thing I do like about this film is, first of all, how Thor looks. He looks like he's been through a lot of shit. Like, just looking at him, he looks like he's not only matured, but he looks like he's gotten darker. Like something, there's something that I don't know. I can't explain it. Just looking at him physically, you can tell by the way he's keeping himself up. You know, not just with the hair change and the updating and like the costume and whatnot, but I don't know, something about his demeanor, especially when he says that line where he's like to Loki, where he's like, "I'm gonna kill you." And yeah, I get the feeling Thor has gone through some really, after the Avengers, he probably went through some stuff, and he had to. I think what it is that maybe when Odin was in his sleep, the Odin sleep, maybe you know Thor having to deal with the fact that yeah, his brother is an enemy, and his father's sleep, and he has all this pressure from Asgard. I think maybe that's what it is. Maybe he has to step up his game. He had to basically become the new ruler of Asgard, and he has all these responsibilities, and not just protecting Earth realm, but now he has to protect his home realm and things like that. And it's kind of hurting him, and I can see it on his face. Like something about the trailer, something about Chris Hemsworth's performance just really tells me that he's gone through a lot of shit, and he's really not fucking around this time, because he's like, yeah, I'm gonna kill you, Loki. And I like that a lot. I like this character tick in Thor, because Thor is like that. Thor, when he gets pissed, he's not Superman. He's not that guy who necessarily has those morals. I mean, he does have similar morals, but when he gets pissed, he'll kill you. And I like that. I like that they're addressing that in the film. Yes, he's a superhero, but he also has a darker side to him. And I really want this film to address that. Not just, with the title, Thor, Dark World, not just with making the villains darker, but also making the hero darker and having him deal with that, those consequences of maybe killing Loki. I actually hope he does. Because honestly, I don't want to see Loki really much more in these films, unless they do something with him where he becomes even darker. I'm like, okay, now this is the Loki I want to see. So yeah, that's what I want from this film. The trailer really got me interested. I really like the tone of it. Like I said, I'm really liking what I'm seeing with the development of Thor. He's gotten a little bit more edgier and a little bit more pissy, and I like that. So hopefully they really do examine that in the film. Another thing that really shocked me was Natalie Portman. I had heard rumors that she wasn't going to be in this film, and here she is again. So hopefully, she's not like in the last film where she's just kind of there to be the love interest, and hopefully we get more, fantasy stuff and less Earth stuff. Well, you can have the Earth stuff, but I want more fantasy and more Thor. Just make it more. What's the word I'm looking for? Fantastical. There you go. More fantastical. And that's my thoughts. I mean, Odin is, of course, he's back. They got forgetting the actor's name right now. I know who he is too, but his name is just escaping me. I can't believe that. But yeah, Odin's back. It looks like they're going to explore some really, really interesting ideas, and I hope this is leagues better than the first Thor. And I'm actually looking forward to this more than I am Iron Man 2. So with that being said, I'm going to leave this video off, and you guys give me your thoughts, and I'm out. Peace.